My name is Jermaine Bain. Professionally, I'm a real estate agent here in Toronto. I'm a dad of two. I have a 4-year-old and a 6-month-old. Married since 2016, happily, thankfully, and I've never done a retreat. I mean, if you call going out for drinks a retreat, yeah. I really have developed some poor habits. I don't feel comfortable where I am. I don't feel comfortable in my own body, even in my own interactions after these last few years, and that's not natural for me. What I need to do is break all of those little walls that I've somehow accumulated over this 2-year period and really step back into myself.
My name is Ren. I'm a holistic wellness coach. Recently just left my career as a manager at F45 Trinity Bellwoods. It's a fitness studio. The timing of this retreat was just perfect to get a little bit more clarity around what my next steps are, because I think I've had this entrepreneurial vision for a while and I can stay in my job, but to me, that's not an option. Like, it's either you step into growth or you're not really living. When I was asking Zark about the retreat, I'm like, I do mindfulness, I'm a yoga teacher, I'm a life coach. It's easy to say, well, how is this gonna serve me? I've done this. But really, it's an ongoing journey. It's not a quick fix, which sometimes I love me a quick fix, instant gratification.
I'm Matthew Campoli, 30 years old, real estate agent in Toronto. Whoever knows me knows I'm obsessed with reaching my full potential. I'm obsessed with growth. At the moment, I'm in a building phase, kind of restructuring business, thinking far ahead and creating the foundation now to hit a next level. I've maxed out on where I was, and now I'm at that point where I need to shed some things to grow. So I did just get out of a relationship. That was really hard for me. I studied history. I have a degree in history, and Socrates said it best: the unexamined life is not worth living. We live one life. Human potential is just insane, and I think there's a lot of power in going on this retreat, hearing people's stories, hearing their experiences in life, seeing what I could take out of that, and then ultimately just growing from it.
My name is Alicia Bella. I am in digital advertising sales. I have an amazing group of friends and a beautiful family, but I started to get the feeling that I want something different in my life. I want to have some sort of an adventure where I am digging deeper and I'm learning about myself, because if you don't know yourself, you miss out on the biggest part of life, really. You can easily get to know other people, but if you don't know yourself true and what you want, then how can you progress? I am going on a trip to a country I've never been to, sleeping in a house with 12 or 13 other people that I've never met before. This morning when I spoke to the facilitator, I was very emotional, thinking I'm feeling very vulnerable. But then he said to me, well, then you're gonna get what you want out of this because you're open and you're ready. And I am ready.
Yeah, so about an hour and a half till we get here. It's always a stress. Are they gonna make it? Somebody gonna get delayed? The worst is someone's gonna miss their flight, and that really messes shit up. But everybody made their flight, and they are on their way. You know, the line I start off with is, are you asking yourself what's next? And I think A lot of people, the last few years have been saying, "What am I doing with my life? What do I want to do now?" With the world changing, and people really stop and ask themselves, like, "Am I happy? And is this what I really want?" That there comes that introspection. The common thread with all 12 of the guests coming here is like they're questioning, okay, like, is this all that my life is going to be about? And is this all that I want to do? Or is there something out there greater for me, something bigger or more significant that I'm destined for? My intention for this week is really that everybody feels safe. They feel that they have the freedom and the permission to just open up a chair. The only thing holding them back from having the future they want is who they don't think they are. As soon as they can let go of any of those beliefs or blockages that are holding them back, they're all going to learn that they have everything that they need to create the life that they want.
I sense that what some of you are getting in touch with by coming on a retreat is rediscovering parts of yourself that have felt lost or just feel new and fresh. And that was my first entry point into personal development, or actually realizing I could choose my life, because I was raised in a very strict, directive home. And I was a good, compliant Catholic daughter. And so I followed what my parents expected of me. And I got to a point where on paper, I had all the markers of success. Married, several vacation homes, 3 children, successful business, traveled a lot, and I was miserable and my husband was miserable. And so woke up one day and realized, like, who am I? How did I get here? And I need to make a significant change. So what boundaries can help with is breaking patterns. Like, we all just have default patterns that we don't even know what runs them. As soon as you do something to break that pattern, you can learn about yourself. Maybe let's do a round of what everyone is taking away about boundaries. Sure. Or what they want to continue. So we'd love to hear something that you're taking away from this.
I think I'm pretty good at setting boundaries today because I went so far against my boundaries, and that a good chunk of my 20s, I was using substances and just numbing everything. And so I disrespected so many of my boundaries in every respect. So once I came out of that and started to feel everything is when I was able to see when my body's communicating that something is not right and this is not okay. And yeah.
I think you're sharing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, don't mic me up for this one. I know about boundaries.
Wow, fucking power. 3, 2, 1, ho!
My name's Lindsay, and I'm the founder of Alive and Awake. I work with elite leaders, game changers from around the world, and help them to tap into their highest potential. One thing that most people may not know about me is that I'm a giant nerd. I really am obsessed with the science of human potential. And what's so exciting to me is that there is no conflict between the science and the spirituality. In fact, modern day science is just catching up to and validating through evidence-based research what all of the wisdom traditions have been speaking about and advocating for thousands of years. Some of the research that I've been immersed in, even pre-pandemic, was showing that loneliness and levels of depression were at epidemic levels. And in fact, loneliness is a higher correlation to death than smoking 2 packages of cigarettes a day. So we have never been lonelier or sadder as a society at any point throughout human history, even though socioeconomically we've never been richer or safer.
You know, we live in exceptional times where things are changing rapidly. I think more and more people really want to have a transformational experience. There's a natural emergence that we can observe that started with the yoga movement. Now it's the mindfulness movement. Next is going to be probably the plant medicine interest. So there's more and more openness and a desire to do the difficult, dark healing work so that we can become a better version of ourselves.
What are people seeking? Why are they coming to places like Costa Rica? I think they're just looking for their true self. When you come to this container in the jungle of Costa Rica, it allows people to be more authentic, be more vulnerable, be more in their essence. People walk on the grounds and they say, wow, like it feels good here. There's something about it. So that's just something that's radiating from the earth.
We live here in Costa Rica in a blue zone. It's one of 5 around the world. And there was some amazing research done. They found that in these 5 locations globally, people were 10 times more likely to live to over 100 years old. And it's not as related to diet, exercise, or lifestyle. It's far more correlated with things like belonging to a community, having a shared sense of purpose, and having close, intimate, personal connections. And in the case of Costa Rica, it's also ranked as one of the happiest countries. So people are living the longest, happiest lives in this lifestyle.
From a very young age, we are often treated as objects by our caregivers. We are often seeing each other as objects. What can I get from you? What can you give me? Right? How can I let myself be taken from to get love? And so we hide away and we hide ourselves from the world. And what we don't realize is then we set ourselves up to be in relationships where we're pretending to be something we're not. And then we can't trust that this person really loves us because deep down inside, we know we're not being ourselves. So how can we trust this person? Because we're lying to them. We get into a place with Tantra where all of it is beautiful and where literally our darkness becomes this wonderful seat of potential. So what I invite you to do, turn to whoever's next to you. And I want to invite you to look at your partner in their left eye. Just start matching your breath and just see the purity of the person looking back at you. And ladies, I invite you to share something with your partner that you really reject about yourself. Something you feel is unacceptable about you. And to repeat after me, I give myself permission to feel my feelings and receivers really taking in the depth of that.
What I just experienced was just incredible. Pure compassion, like love, everything. all of the above, you know? In my case, Hannah started to break down a little bit, and I just wanted to like be there for her. Right away, a deeper connection was just formed instantly. And I think it's safe to say the others probably feel the same way with their partners.
Beautiful work.
Here we go. Count the headlights on the highway.
Today we're at the beautiful Belen Falls. Okay, my friend, Matt's coming.
The experience so far has been unbelievable. Because we're all in alignment with what we want to get out of this, everyone is so open that I feel so safe to share my feelings, my emotions.
We're just kind of thrown into like this realm of opening up to each other and being super vulnerable. It's been 4 days and I feel like these people are my family. I feel like I've gone deeper with some of these people than I have 30 years of my life with some others.
Every event is just becoming more eye-opening and just more exhilarating as we dive deeper into ourselves.
I'm just excited to continue to surrender to the experience and see where the process takes me.
Conscious communication is something that I'm very passionate about because I grew up in a house where communication really wasn't modeled very well. So as a result, I held back what I needed to say. I didn't like that awkward ickiness of, telling someone they hurt me or telling someone I needed help. Communication really is an art form because we all want to express ourselves. We all have things we want to say. And you can say the same thing two different ways. You could say it in a way where your message gets through and somebody totally understands you. And we could also say things in a way where we repel the other person. We actually create the opposite of what we want. When you can shift the conversation by using these tools, you could totally transform every relationship or scenario in life. Around rush hour, sitting on the subway and it's packed. And across from him, the man's got a young toddler sitting on his knee, wailing, crying at the top of the lungs. And he's got two other kids running around the subway and Stephen Covey's looking at him and he's just like kind of waiting. And with every train stop, he's getting a little bit more annoyed. And finally he's like, "Sir." And the guy's just kind of like in his own thing. He's like, "Sir." And still no response. He's finally, "Hello, excuse me, sir." The guy looks up. And Stephen Covey says, "Your children are disrupting people. Your child is crying at the top of their lungs. Can you please control your children?" And in that moment, Stephen Covey, he's frustrated, he's annoyed, he's making all kinds of judgments about what kind of father lets his kids do this and, getting all worked up about it in his own head, creating the story. And the man looks up and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even notice." The children are a little upset because we just left the hospital and they just lost their mom to cancer. And I'm so sorry. They don't know how to control themselves. And in that moment, Stephen Covey went from anger and frustration to love and compassion and empathy. So we never know what people are going through. We don't know what's happening beyond what we see. And when we ask questions and we listen, we'll discover that missing piece of information that will completely change how we see the situation.
Gotta get used to this whole barefoot thing.
Just feeling depleted, man. Just feeling totally depleted.
Emotionally drained.
Completely.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like I knew that we would be working and that we'd be delving into some stuff, but I didn't realize what would come up.
Yeah.
You know, and I can't even tell you specifically what it is yet. I just know that, you know, the combination of where we are, the space, being around you guys, we're in the jungle. Like it feeds something very primal in us.
How do you think you're gonna implement back home? Like how do you want to implement these things?
The first thing that comes to mind is my wife at home and trying to communicate to the best of my ability what I just experienced here.
Yeah.
You know, just to communicate how important this experience has been for me and how to give her as much of it as possible. And hopefully use it, you know, just to be better.
You're gonna gaze into her eyes?
I'm gonna gaze right into her left eye.
She's gonna love that one.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm ready, baby. It's your first time? First time. So we're gonna see how it ends up. Probably wet.
So let's see who gets the biggest rainbow.
Felt good. A little salt.
Ready for the big waves?
I'm 2 for 2, baby. I'm 2 for 2.
Crushed it!
Hey, buddy! I had the best experience.
That's amazing. Thank you, man. Got a new hobby. New hobby.
Just the levels of mental health, depression rates 10 times higher than they were in 1960. The research shows that the happiest groups of women were tribal women in Nigeria, living in the middle of the desert. And the unhappiest, highest rates of depression on the planet were wealthy urban women living in urban centers. I just want to give you permission to be human. You get to be human, you know, and your suffering is not less or less important than anyone else just because you might have money in your bank or a roof over your head. Purpose and passion sounds fun and sexy and unicorns and rainbows, but it's actually can be like very confronting, very deep, very dark work to wake up and be like, fuck, I'm living a lie. My whole entire life is a lie. And my whole entire imprinting of my culture, my parents, my religion is like a facade that I just don't believe in anymore. That can be very confronting. So with that being said, you guys ready to work some of this magic? Woo. All right. Big breath in. So the transformational work we do is really about going deep within and rewiring all of the inner belief systems and imprints that started. And the way that we do that is primarily somatically through the body. The biggest work is to start to help them to identify their current and past traumas, as well as the interpretations. So the emotion might be, I'm feeling anxious. The physical sensation might be, I have knots in my stomach. And the interpretation might be, I'm being abandoned right now. We can go back and actually flip the script and help them to not only heal those early imprints, but to actually replace those stories and those narratives with ones that are empowering and that will ultimately help them to thrive in every area of their life. Where are you now? How was that? Insights, ahas, any shares?
I just realized how much support I have in my life and like how much love is in my life. All the people closest to me. And it's like, I just feel like super blessed. Yeah.
Yes, what a beautiful awareness.
I'm really grateful.
Thank you so much for sharing. There's a line from an Adele song. She says, count your blessings, you'll find what you look for. So like count them literally. Oh my gosh, look at all these people I have. Look at this life I have, you know? And yeah, there's shit I gotta deal with. Yeah, there's some trauma I gotta, you know, heal. And whoa, how blessed I am. And we can start to reframe again what we focus
So we're about halfway through the retreat right now, and everyone at some point has gotten quite emotional. You know, people are having big realizations, they're having the breakdowns, the tears, the anger. There's also the laughter and the joy and the dancing. It fills me up so much because I know that this work is getting to them. It's peeling back those layers, it's getting in deep, and it's beautiful to witness. Today's going to be a deep day. We're going to be doing a breathwork session focused on just releasing and letting go, which is one of the exercises that always busts people right open.
Now tonight, as you drink your cacao, feel into your desires, your wishes, your dreams, your goals. If you brought your note that you want to throw in the fire, release whatever there is that you're holding on to. Thank you for being you, and being open and being raw. And here's to a beautiful evening together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Love you guys. Love you all.
Love you all. Love you
guys.
I have to chew a little bit.
Why you guys give me such a... It burns and the smoke goes up to the side.
So last night was such a special night. There was lots of laughs, there was crying, there was dancing, there was, wow, it was the perfect way to end a really, really powerful day. And just to see their smiling, beautiful faces this morning is, it hits me in the heart for sure. So today's our last full day here, and I've got something special planned for them. We'll be going on a tree planting initiative where we'll be working with Costa Verdes. We're going to share the impact of planting trees and why it's so important for the environment, for carbon, for the animals.
This was calling my name.
Each one of them's gonna get to plant their own tree and leave a little bit of themselves here. And yeah, it's just a small way to say thank you and to help them feel connected to this beautiful country.
Cheers.
That's good.
It's time for me to say something significant and profound. So here we are at the end of an amazing week. And when you first arrived, I said that by the end of the week, you would all be madly in love with each other.
Yeah, you're right.
And you know, day by day, I see you opening up and sharing, gazing into each other's eyes. And I mean, for me to like witness it and see it, I mean, words cannot describe how much I love this, you know? Alicia said something earlier today and like it just like hit me right here. She said, I feel lighter. And my intention with all of you coming is that you take this energy home so your friends are like, yo, what's going on with you? What's happening? What happened over there? Because when you do this work and you raise your vibe and you go home, everybody in your life feels it, you know? So be that light. Thank you so much. All right, we got chocolate on the table.
I'm really thankful that we came together for this retreat. This morning I asked Darak for a few minutes to practice my gratitude moment of the day with you all. Thank you for sharing yourself and for teaching me so many lessons during our time together. For me, key takeaways include the ability for me to be more in tune with and learn from the following. Love, how we use it is our choice, that's our gift. And I want to try to keep that top of mind more in my actions every day. Energy. We are energy, and we can create what energy we want in the world. Adventure. This week, each of us in our own ways faced new challenges. How wonderful was that? Can we continue that as we go forward? And self-expression. Learning how to listen and apply lessons that we learned, what a gift. This was undoubtedly one of the best weeks of my life. It has been truly transformational. The culmination of the learning and the activities we have shared have energized me beyond my wildest dreams. I love you all. I honor and cherish each of you. Shine your light. Spread your love. The best is surely yet to come. Pura vida.
Let's get the party started. There you go.
There goes half our universe.
Half our universe is gone.
Oh, thank God they're gone.
It has been how long since Costa Rica? April to May, June, July, 3 months? No way. Has it been 3 months?
Since coming back from Costa Rica, the little things really have come through. Before I left, I felt very limited. And coming back, I've shed those limits, and I know that I've transferred that energy back home.
I've definitely been more motivated than ever. My business has just launched. And in turn, I'm just like super happy, you know? Just like the world's my oyster.
I feel like I've learned lifelong tools and lessons. One is to look within, like look within before anything else. That's one of my biggest takeaways.
I came back home with way more confidence, knowing that I do have value to share with people. I can finally call myself a leader.
The breath work, I had trauma from my childhood that was deep, deep, deep. Certain abandonment struggles that I had leaving my home country. And so that was a huge release.
I didn't grow up with a good, strong father figure. And I now find myself in a role as a father of 2 boys, questioning, what is it to be a man? After being able to talk about these things with a lot of other supportive men, really showed me that it's not even a question that I should worry about answering. It's more about actions that I should continue so that they can watch me, learn through emulation. That's been a big thing to come back to, is providing a little bit more security for them.
A lot has changed since Costa Rica. One big part is having like-minded people that believe in your dreams and believe in your gifts.
What I've been able to really hold on to is our bond. I realized with a certain like-minded group of people, how high I can elevate myself.
The amount of resources and networking and amazing people that I was able to find in this group makes it an invaluable experience.
I felt that every single person was able to be accepted and seen. So it just felt like such a safe space to heal, release, connect.
You should take risks in life, because if you don't, you will miss out. The last thing I want to do is think back, I wish I did this, I wish I went on that trip. If your heart and your mind is open, there's so many takeaways from this opportunity.
Happiness is on the other side of fear. I know in order to keep growing as a human, I got to get more and more uncomfortable. That's just been the theme of my life since I was a kid, having like the worst self-limiting beliefs about myself, to now reaching goals I never would have imagined. I only did that because I got uncomfortable. So it just starts with discomfort.